Yo, 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 yo. Man, I ain't been on this doggone thing in a minute, but what's up, guys? We back at it. And we about to react to Trump being on Andrew Schultz. So let's look into it, man. Honestly, they got this. Honestly, they scared. I think they're gonna lose. I think she gonna lose. I hope she lose. Cause she's a terrible leader. She'll be a terrible leader. But anyways, let's get back to Donald Trump. Be nothing but a terrible leader.
That was the best dodge of a question. You know what I mean? You almost charmed us out of it. Trying to get at it.
How are we doing so far?
You're doing amazing. So they're making us better, but we want you to look
Give them a little more time. These are great questions. What the hell? But they lie, and they know it's a lie. She lied about many things, and she's a liar. I have a hard time doing it to them. You know, I'm basically a truthful person, but and frankly, no, but frankly,
If you've been injured in a recent car accident that wasn't your fault, I'm going to show you how I got this $100,000 check, my car replaced, and my life back on track for free. And
hello, everybody. Welcome to Flagrant. And today, this is the first time that we've been able to say this. We're sitting down with Mr. President. Mr. President, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, this is awesome. We have a bunch of questions. We're very, very grateful for your time.
Okay.
I just became a dad. My buddy over there just became a dad, Mark.
Yeah.
That's
And
good.
okay, so here's first question.
Good.
You have these children that are seemingly well-adjusted, successful, and I think most importantly, they appear to like you.
Yeah.
Okay. I grew up in the city, and there's a lot of people who had like very wealthy parents, and like the kids kind of resent them. They're almost like waiting for them to like die, and they end up in like rehabs
Doing
and
drugs, God knows what, yeah.
How do you raise them in the public eye where they, still
Yeah.
become ambitious and successful?
So I do have good kids and 5 really wonderful children, and different, very different. Yeah, they are so different. But one thing that was in common that I always used to say when I was with them or when they were leaving a room, I would drive them crazy. No drugs, no alcohol, no cigarettes. I would say that.
Did you say that to Don Jr.?
Yeah, Don's a little wild. He's a wild. He can be a little tough.
He told me a funny story.
Go ahead.
Okay. I talked to a bunch of people. I was trying to, prepare for this
Right,
interview.
right.
He told me a funny story. And he said
He goes,
once he asked if he could have a couple of friends over for New Year's. Was it New Year? No, it was July 4th.
Right,
On top of himself.
right.
And you said
friends.
yes. He's like, I want 5 friends. You're like, okay, I'm out of town.
Right.
Go for it. He brings 200 people over to Trump's house. Okay.
That's right.
Okay. He says that you weren't supposed to be there. You end up showing up. You hear some noise upstairs. You come up. You go, what the fuck is everybody doing here? Get the hell out of my house. He said he cleaned for the next 36 hours. And he said, to this day, you have never brought up that it even happened. And he said, I'm starting to believe it might not have happened. So
He said that's all
it
that
happened.
can you give him closure?
No, it happened. No, I can never give pleasure. You can never forget. A lot of people like to forget things. You can't know. He's a good guy. And, he's taken a lot because he was always a good student. He went to the Wharton School of Finance, which is great, and he did well. But he went into the world of politics not because he wanted to, but because I was there, and I sort of automatically you drag the family in.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, what he had to go through with Russia. Because Dad, they're asking me questions about Russia. I don't know anything about Russia. What's going on? And all of a sudden, he's in front of grand juries. He's in front of Congress.
Yeah.
It was a hoax. It was a total hoax.
Yeah.
This was a made-up hoax by crazy Nancy Pelosi and these, the maniacs.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton, who's totally nuts.
Yeah.
And this went on for 2 years. And then I said, Dad, I know nothing about this stuff. And you go before the grand jury, and Comey, have Comey, who's the worst, just a bad guy. But he went through a lot, and it actually made him tougher. I don't know if that's good or bad, but he's a tough cookie, that one.
Yeah.
And it made, in his case, it made him tougher. Ivanka did a great job. She didn't want anything. All she wanted to do is get people jobs. I would have made her the ambassador to the UN. I wanted to do that. I think she would have been incredible. The whole aura. She would have been great. But she didn't want that. That would have been a very glamorous position. She would have been great there. All she did is go to see companies and hire people. She wanted, and she hired, I think it was like 10 million people, some incredible amount of people. She'd go to Walmart, she'd go to Exxon, she'd go to these big companies and see if she could get groups of people hired.
Yeah.
And she loved doing it. It was great. And there was no glamour, there was no anything, but she got people jobs that made her.
So how do you instill the ambition in the kids? I think a lot of kids that grow up with wealth, they kind of are lazy and they feel like they have no direction in life. A lot of times they turn to like drugs and other shit. How do you instill the ambition?
Well, I've seen a lot of wealthy families where the kids are mostly don't work out too well. Some don't turn out to be bad kids, but they end up hating the father, or the father maybe wanted him in business. I mean, I have one father that's very competitive with his son. He's if the son were more successful than him,
He would hate it.
he would be unhappy.
Yeah.
I said, "Are you crazy? It's supposed to be the other way around."
That's awesome.
My father was so proud of me. He was a successful guy.
Yeah.
But my father wanted me to be more successful. I mean, he was so proud of all the things. I wish he could have seen what happened.
Yeah.
Because we did things. But he was, he's just a proud father.
What do you think?
And I think most fathers are that way. I hope that. But I've known many fathers that are very successful that didn't want that broke up over their son's success. If, in the few cases where the son was more successful, which was very seldom, actually. It's very seldom. You take people like in sports, because in sports you see it, because it's a microcosm of life, but it's quicker. And you'll take like the greatest golfers, and they'll have a son, and he'll be really good as a young, but they never supersede, almost, I can't think of any, they never supersede the father in terms of success. And in sports generally, baseball, you can go to a lot of different sports. And it really is a sort of a microcosm of life. But with life, it takes a lot longer to find out the end
Come to
result.
fruition.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we said you're a great father up top. First thing you say is, I've got great kids. You didn't take credit. And then your entire answer, and I thought this was really cool, your entire answer is about how great your kids are. That was a very cool thing.
Thank you. That's very nice. I think I like listening to you. I think it's right. And by the way, congratulations. I hear your show is crazy monster success.
We're doing pretty good. We're very we're interviewing your president.
It's really good. And right in the middle of a campaign with only 29 days to go.
Yeah.
And you're taking up time. Don't you feel like
He said that you're taking up time.
What's wrong with these burger buns? They taste perfectly delicious, but due to a production mishap, their bottoms are slightly curved instead of flat. Traditional grocery stores wouldn't sell these in perfect.
This is talking about your family.
You know what it is? It's a different world out there. You guys and some others.
Yeah.
We had the standard television stuff for many years, and that's still, I think it's underrated now. I think it's still very important. But there's a whole new thing. Elon interviewed me on something.
Yeah.
And I think they said 275 million hits or listens.
That's a lot of people.
That was a
That's a nation. Yeah.
But it's a whole new, different way of
Can I ask you a question
getting the word out, right?
about Elon specifically? Is he your favorite African American?
He's a piece of work, I'll tell you. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's obviously a brilliant guy.
Yeah.
I mean, when I saw the rocket engines come back, I said, what is that? Like a couple of years ago, I've seen rockets go up and then they crash into the water. And I see the engines are coming back, and they're landing.
It's unbelievable.
They're landing, and they land on a raft in the middle of the ocean someplace with a little dot, and they land right on the top of the spot.
And my wife can't parallel park.
I know, most people can't. But no, he's great. But he's got a great heart. He was with me, as you know, on the other night.
Yeah.
And we were honoring a man who got killed at a rally, Corey, firefighter, great guy. And it was a beautiful evening. But Elon went out And he loved the crowd. He
Yeah.
loves the country.
Yeah.
And he's picked a side. A lot of people don't want to pick a side. I have a lot of people that are big supporters of me.
Yeah.
But they won't go all out. You know, they can't.
They're scared.
Quite,
There's a
they're
cost.
scared,
Yeah.
There's a cost.
Yeah.
There is a cost, but there's also a liability. I mean, you know, some people, I respected a lot when this guy was up there doing jumping jacks. You
Yeah.
got to vote for Trump.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got to vote
He
for
was jumping high.
He was
Yeah.
jumping high.
Looked
You know?
quite African.
When he jumped, he's in good shape. I'm looking at his waist. I'm saying, wait a minute, does he work out or something? But he had a great time. And you know, he's not out that much. He's probably
No.
maybe a little. Would you say he's a little reclusive?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Seems-
He's also busy. He's got like 5 different
He's very
companies.
busy and maybe a little reclusive.
Yeah.
But he had the greatest time. He was saying, look at these people.
Yeah.
We had 100,000, more than 100,000 people.
Yeah, I saw.
It was a record. It was nobody's ever seen, and it was really, it was a celebration of a life, and it was really a MAGA. It was a MAGA deal.
Yeah.
He was a big MAGA person. His family was there. 2 other people that were very badly hurt were also celebrated. They
Yeah.
were very badly hurt. They weren't actually expected to live,
Yeah.
and they lived, and they had incredible doctors. Some of those country doctors are better than the big doctors that we spend a lot of money on, and they don't do as good. I will tell you right now. I don't want to knock anybody, but those country doctors saved 2 people because I was told that 3 would. No, think of that. 3 would be in trouble, and 3 were going to now Corey immediately, but the other 2 were so bad that they thought
Yeah.
they wouldn't make it.
Yeah.
And those country doctors, they pulled them together. They did a great job.
Okay, so you're going back into this place where, you know, there was this assassination
Yeah.
attempt. They hit you. Headshot.
Yeah,
You survive.
yeah. It was not a good feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you scared?
by the way?
No, I'm not scared. You know, I have an attitude. It's interesting. It's sort of, it is what it is. Does that make any sense to you guys? You know, you do what you have to do. I felt it was important to go back. A lot of people, I guess, agreed with me because it was over 100. I think they said 108,000 people in the end. That's a lot of people.
Super Bowl.
And I had no guitar. You know, if you have a guitar, it's easy. If you don't have a
I
guitar,
thought you said Qatar.
Yeah.
I have guitar. I do have that. They like me very much, but I don't have a guitar.
Yeah, you have the
Right?
guitar. Yeah.
So anyway, but that was it was amazing. I mean, no, I like it when somebody like Elon, who has a lot to lose, is
Yeah.
willing to do what's right.
Yeah.
Some people know it's right to do, and I'm not just talking about endorsements and all, but they don't want to do things
Yeah.
because they're
They don't want it to
you
cost them
know,
opportunities
the word
in
is
the future.
they want to be politically correct, and
Yeah.
actually they're doing a bad thing. I think for themselves and for a lot of people they may represent.
Okay, opening line when you walk out there.
So-
Right.
I mean,
I
amazing.
was wondering what you were going to say, and as a comedian, you can seize the moment,
Yeah,
and
he was a hell of a comedian, by the way.
I appreciate
That's
that.
what the word is. That was-
So I hear you go. I see the video, and you go up there and you go. As I was saying,
right.
crowd goes fucking berserk, or what?
They went, I would say, crazy.
Yeah,
And I wasn't
Biggest
sure.
puppies
so-
experience.
Yeah, I'll tell you how, you have this as a comedian or even not as a comedian, just when you make a speech or you make some very serious statement.
Yeah.
So we're at a very serious and somber thing
Event,
because
yeah.
we're celebrating a life that is no longer with us. And I wasn't sure whether or not that thing, I had it in my mind for a long time. Once I said I'm going back, which I wanted to go back immediately, I wanted to actually finish my speech, okay? When I got up, I said, let me finish my speech.
Mm.
But I'm surrounded by like 8 very large, strong
Yeah.
Yeah,
men and a very wonderful woman. You saw that.
yeah,
Kate.
yeah.
But I'm surrounded by guys. They said, sir, no way, go. And I had blood pouring down, but I really wanted to finish my speech. I said, I think I had like 50,000. I had a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And, when I went down, it was sort of like embarrassed. I said, I went down in front of all these people. That was my first thing. I said, I don't want to be embarrassed.
You were
And I wanted
You
to-
went down after
Yeah,
being shot.
yeah. Well, you weren't exactly sure what the hell was happening at first,
Yeah.
But also, you came back up with the fist
I
right.
did.
That's one of the
No,
hardest
I did,
pictures.
but I was also,
Did you hear them say he's down, or were you just
so when I
going?
got hit, I assumed that it's funny. Is it? When I was down here, it is sort of strange. I guess now it's a little bit, we can smile a little bit, but not really, because the three guys, one killed, two very badly.
Yeah.
But when I went down, I had total realization. It wasn't a surreal. You know, they talked about a surreal. That could be a surreal experience. Like when something happens, some traumatic thing happens, people they lose focus. They have no idea where they are. I've heard many people where that happens. Something really terrible happens that. It was just the opposite. I knew exactly what had happened. I got shot in the ear, and Secret Service thought I may have been shot. Actually, they were pretty sure that I was shot all over because there was a lot of blood. Just a little fact, if you get shot in the ear, it's the bloodiest place. It bleeds more than anything else.
Oh, wow.
Now, it's good to be shot this way, not that way. That way, that's bad. So if I don't turn, I would be doing this right now, Gary.
Guys, I got some stand-up shows coming up for the Life Tour. These are the remaining shows of the Life Tour. This weekend we'll be in Minneapolis and Milwaukee. We're going to Denver the following week. We have added a third show there. Also going to Cincinnati that weekend. We had a second show there. Rama, Ontario as well. We're also going to be going to Salt Lake City. We added a second show there. Reno, we have 2 shows. San Jose, we added a second show. Portland, and then we are wrapping up the tour December 21st in Honolulu, Hawaii at the Blythedale.
Were you recently injured in a car accident? Look at this check for $160,000.
Dale Arena. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming out to the store. It's been absolutely incredible. TheAdrianSchultz.com for tickets. Don't get by the resellers. Go grab those. I will see you out there. Thank you so much. Peace.
Also, show dates. October 10th, we got a show tomorrow. It's sold out. You can't come. October 17th through 19th, I'm at the Stress Factory. We already sold out 6 shows. We're adding a 7th. Hurry up and buy those tickets. I keep telling you, it will sell out. I'm in India, essentially. It's New Jersey. These tickets are selling out like hot cakes, hot jalebi, if you will. October 17th, we added a 4:30 p.m. show. That's how crazy it is. Buy those fucking tickets. I said the 17th, I meant the 19th. Also, 25th, 26th, I'm in Richmond, Virginia. Hurry up and buy those tickets. November 1st and 2nd, buy those tickets. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. All those dates at Knockasing.com. Also, I'm still a fan base doing the damn thing. If you want to place your bets with stake, I'm going to get picks from betting experts. You suck at gambling. Be honest with yourself for once in your life. You ain't won shit in your life. And I know this because I probably know sports more than most of y'all, and I still be losing. So I just steal these guys' picks because they're professional cappers, they call them. That means they're professional gamblers. This is a little euphemism. Anyway, I'm also going to talk some sports on there. We're going to live stream this Thursday, do a little live stream during the Thursday night football game. We're just going to have some fun, talk some sports. If you missed that, come see me, fan basis. Let's get back to the show.
My son, Don, told me, actually, he's a great shooter. So is Eric. They're great shooters. They're like better than scratch. Okay?
Yeah.
And they say it's amazing because it was 130 yards. To me, that sounds like far away.
Yeah.
It's not. For shooting, it's not. He said that would be like sinking a 1-foot putt for just a decent shooter.
Wow.
And I don't know if you guys are shooters, but they said if you're a shooter, it's almost impossible to miss. It's that close. It's really considered that close. I mean, 300, 400, 500 yards is very doable, but this is supposed to be very close. And so he said, I think Don became more religious, actually, you want to know the truth. It had a big impact. He said, it's impossible. The doctor, actually, when I got to the hospital, they were fantastic, Butler Hospital. I get there, and the doctor greeted me, and he looked at me and looked it over. He said, you are the luckiest man I've ever met.
Wow.
He said, you should immediately go out and buy a lotto ticket. Can you imagine? He's telling me to buy a lotto ticket. There's blood all over the place. Yeah. And he said, I've been doing this for 25 years. He said, I've never seen a thing like this.
Wow.
Because it's just, you've just whacked it. But it was something that was, relatively not so bad compared to what could have happened. So I feel very lucky. It was an amazing experience, a horrible experience in most ways. In some ways, it was beautiful because I was somehow, I hopefully Corey's protected too, who's the firefighter, and he's in a good place, maybe a better place than we're in
Hopefully,
here.
yeah.
because this world is a little bit on the tough
Right.
side. But it was an amazing experience.
Is there
Do you
any-
feel like a increase in your spirituality after something like
Well, maybe, especially when I'm hearing from people that do shoot and are good at it, that it was almost impossible to miss from, like
Yeah.
a 1 foot putt.
You start to
very
believe.
hard. You got to miss it. That's a bad putt, right?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about it? You know what's crazy about this? People will actually believe this man's family is worth just a little bit off of being $1 billion. This man can turn around and his whole family could buy the whole country if he wanted to. But they literally think, but some folks out here will literally think that he will turn around and pay somebody to put an attempt out on his own life to basically garner sympathy votes. You know what I'm saying? And then people been calling him Adolf Hitler. They've been saying he's a threat to democracy. They still saying it even after both attempts. Even when the Republican Party asked them to die it down, they refused to die it down. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's wild. That's wild.
He equated it to a 1 foot putt. When they say that, I say, wow, that's so, you're saying, wow, that's so, you're saying a bad shooter would hit you from that distance 100% of the time. That's pretty,
Wow.
that's pretty.
Yeah.
Here I am. We're doing this wonderful. Should have hearing this. Should have hearing this guy.
Yeah. Likewise, sir. Likewise, sir.
Pretty good
but here
stuff
we
you
are.
got.
Who do you think take you
So,
out?
but here we are.
Who do
So
you
I'm gonna
think
give you
tried
some
to take you out?
So I'm going to give you breaking news, right?
Love that.
Because I know the kind of show, and it's entertainment, but it's also very serious.
But it's also very serious. I mean, I get.
And you know what? If it was
just fun
success you
stuff,
got, to
you
be
wouldn't
honest
have the
with you, right?
success.
Yeah. It's nice to intersperse.
It's nice,
but I'll give you something. So, first of all, I have great respect for this. I went down.
First of all, I have great.
But I didn't consider that as lucky as turning to the right at that one.
Yeah.
But I didn't consider that 1/16th of a second was the opposite. 1/16th. If I would have got a little further, I would have been hit. If I would have gone not instead. And the amazing thing is, the sign is always on my left.
If I would have gone a little further, I would have been hit. If I would have gone,
and I only use it 20% of the time, maybe even less. I mean, this was a chart.
And the
on
amazing
immigration.
thing is,
the record.
the sign is always
I did a
on my
great
left,
job
and it's always at the end.
in immigration.
And I only use a
They
chart
are
on
not doing too
immigration.
well, right? So
I did a
you
great
have
job.
this shooter, and you have another shooter, right? So this shooter had
Stay on the breaking news. Stay on the breaking news. So here's the
cell phones.
So you have
The
this shooter,
FBI's never gotten them open.
3
Wow.
or
The other shooter, 3 apps they call
The
them.
FBI's never
And I
gotten them
believe
open.
they were foreign-based apps.
The other shooter,
what I
3 apps
understand.
they call them.
And I
Oh,
believe
wow.
they
They
were
haven't opened
oh,
them.
wow. They
And
haven't
they're foreign
opened them.
based.
And they're foreign
you
based.
hear a
And you
Iran, but I want to see Iran do great. I want to see Iran do great.
I want to see Iran do great.
Yeah. But I want to stop all the killing and all this. And
I want to stop all the killing and all this.
And they supposedly have a hit on me. In fact, I think it takes great courage for you people to be interviewing me because it.
Now,
Oh, that's before we got in here.
Yeah, if you would have known that, you
might not have
this is a good way of me getting the. You should. All of a sudden, you're going to say, you know, okay, that's it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. They have 3 apps. And they have 3 apps. Foreign based. 2 of them, maybe 3 of them are foreign based. Why wouldn't you open them when you hear about Iran or when you hear about Iran or when you hear about? And the other one had 6 cell phones. And they haven't opened. Now, you know, it's very hard to open a cell phone. Only Apple can do it in theory unless you have somebody. But they had no problem getting the J6 people cell phones open. They opened their cell phones very quickly. You know, we have 2 countries in a way. What's happening here is very dangerous. We almost had one because I had the greatest economy in the history of our country, and people were coming together. We almost had one, but we really do have 2 right now, and it's a shame because I think we'll get them together. Success will bring us together, but they should get those phones opened. And you know, when there's an assassination attempt on a former president who's now, I'm proud to say, leading in all the polls against the Democrat. I don't know which one is running. You know, you don't know what's going on. I'm the only one that I run against 2 Democrats. But this is the first. We create a lot. Usually you run against somebody. Here I run. I had the debate. I was way up on him. And then they say, oh, this is like with Dana White, a fighter. So you're fighting, and the one guy's getting killed. And they say, oh, that's okay, let's put in another fighter to finish it off. Okay? And you're fighting to say, hey, wait a minute, I have a brand new fighter in here. WWE. I spent $150 million on beating Biden. And then all of a sudden I hear that they're going to overthrow him. It was a coup. I mean, it really was. But I would like them to open up these apps and find out what's in there. And so he has six cell phones. Who has 6 cell phones? Having 6 cell phones is weird. I have cell phones. If I ever have 2, it's like a lot. Yeah. He had 6 cell phones. Why does he have them? And why haven't they opened up those cell phones?
So if you have
and it's different. You know, if you're a drug dealer, I think it's terrible in many ways, but I guess from another standpoint, Apple, the primary group, people buy those phones because they will never open them for any reason. But they got them open on J6. You know, they opened up their phones. But they don't open, and this is big stuff. This is an assassination attempt, and it could involve other countries.
There was that San Bernardino shooter. They hacked. The FBI was able to hack into the phone. Apple didn't give it up. But
there are some people in the world, very few, that have an ability to sometimes be able to hack in.
Got it.
Very rarely, actually. It's an amazing thing when you think that with all the genius you almost can't. But Apple has a key. And the key is, I mean, it just, they can do it immediately. Yeah. But they don't do it. And they don't do it. And that's one of the reasons that, like, I hate to say it, drug lords feel very confident that they'll never be exposed. And they use their cell phones, their Apple phones, and maybe it's that way with other companies. I don't know. They have Samsung, they have other companies. But it's very hard. Apple's very strong in that. But when it comes to the assassination of a president, leading candidate, former president, all that, I think the rules have to go out and they have to open those things and they have to find out. And
in terms of national security,
you have to either punish Apple or you have to get somebody that can do it. But in terms of national security, so the one guy has 6 phones, lots of messages to people. Who are those people he's calling when he's hiding behind the bush?
So if you had to guess, I'm sure you thought about it a lot. It's an assassination attempt. If you had to guess, who do you think is responsible?
These are great questions. What the hell? I don't get these questions from the fake news.
Yeah.
Like the face of the woman of Brennan. She's on Face the Nation. She was terrible with you know, the way she handled J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance, who did a great job the other night. But you know, but I don't get questions like that. Did you ever hear the show? Deface, ladies and gentlemen, it's Donald Trump on Deface the Nation. It's called Face the Nation. They hate power. They spend millions of dollars. They spend millions of dollars on the name CBS. And then I come along and I say to Face the Nation. Or Meet the Fake Press. I say Meet the Fake Press. And they spend all this money, and then I say it once, and it goes to millions of people. But no, they are fake. But some of these questions are much better.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm honored.
Much better.
You still have answers, though.
That was the best dodge of the question.
That was almost as the second best dodge of the question.
You almost trying to get out of it.
If you look at assassinations or attempts, first of all, you realize I'm in a very dangerous business.
Yeah.
Okay. Because one-tenth. Think of this. 1/10 of 1% of auto races die.
Yeah.
Bull riders. I think that's pretty dangerous. Right? I don't know much about it, but I think it's. I wouldn't want to be on one of those suckers. I see them flying off in the office like an inch from the eye, and when it hits the eye, you're gone. Right?
Yeah.
They are very well. It's about the same. 1/10 of 1%.
Yeah.
And other things, it's never much more than that. That's sort of maxed out. I think, you know, race car drivers, bull riders, I think that's pretty much tough. UFC fighters, it's none. You know, I don't think anyone's ever actually
not UFC. In MMA or boxing.
It's amazingly, boxers die a lot. But UFC Dana tells me it's a safe sport. I say, to me, it's much rougher. But you know, it's pretty amazing. They've never, in UFC, they run a great operation. Nobody's died. But with presidents, it's like a substantial,
way higher than real.
You look at Lincoln and Kennedy and this and that. You break through McKinley,
Garfield.
You look at a lot.
Yeah, so that's the interview, guys. Honestly, y'all can see me yawning in the doggone video. I'm getting a little bit tired. You know what I'm saying? But I'm voting Donald Trump. I don't care what nobody say. I'm voting Donald Trump. But anyways, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you then. Peace.